What's up, my friends? It's Bill, aka J Volume here, and welcome to another episode of Legends of Boxing, our Volume Boxing Federation, Week 2. We are having a welterweight championship match between Floyd Mayweather and Sugar Shane Mosley. This is Saturday afternoon fights. Technically, we're taping it on Friday evening because I work this weekend, but that's okay. We'll be back to doing live streams next week and the week after that. This will just be every so often I have to do this. Alright, so we have our welterweight match going. We have our Money Mayweather card. And our Sugar Shane Mosley card. Now, I did the pre-roll in advance to find out their control and what stance they're going in, what style they're going in for round one. So, Money Mayweather will be in the elusive style. Shane Mosley will be inside. And so that's going to actually give Mayweather a 5 defense, whereas Shane Mosley's is a 2 defense. And as for control, they're going to start out 10 and 10. So when we make our rolls, anything higher than a 10 is going to possibly give them control as long as the other person doesn't have it. So, and then the defense, like we said, 2 for Mosley, 5 for Mayweather, which means Mosley has to roll a 6 to technically hit him. I mean, he could counter or he could get some of the defended ones, which have less points, but yeah, he's gonna have to roll that 6. So here we go. This is 15 rounds. We had 4 12-round fights where our champions of Camacho, Pacquiao, Hagler, and Frazier all won. So the Camacho fight was very, very close. It was a split decision, and only 1 point separated Camacho and his opponent, Old Bones Joe Brown. So next week, next Saturday, this has already been decided, next Saturday's live event on the Twitch stream will be Camacho and Old Bones Joe Brown 2, the rematch. Because we can't let them just have one match and then it be 1 point separating them. No. Alright, so here we go. Let's start it off. First, for seconds of round 1, like my new case or my new tray from Battleground Games in Norton, Mass. Okay, so we roll a 9 and a 3, so nobody gets control. So we're going to go to the split action chart, which is right here. Now, elusive versus inside is normal. So we're going to look at the normal row and see what we roll. And it's an 0-5, which is a foul check on the red fighter. Mayweather already throwing a little... Now he's a clean fighter. And he rolls a 3. So it was incidental contact, no foul. So we'll already put a 0 on the score sheet for the first 20 seconds. So here we go. Now this is a 16 versus a 4 with a 2. So Mosley is in control, but he rolled a 2. Like I said, he's going to need to roll a 6. So it is going to be defended. So we're going to roll the 100 die, the 2 10-sided die, on the defended section. And he rolls a 1-0, read black first, then white, so 10. And a 10 is his 1 point straight punch. So he gets 1 point. Mosley strikes first. And we have a 19 versus a 10 with a 5. So again, it's a defended punch for Mosley. And he rolls a 0-3. Now this is a 1 point combination with a possible cut. So we'll write that 1 point in. And then we'll check Mayweather's cut, which is a 10. So basically anything less than or basically a 1. And it's a 19, so no, he's fine. So we are going again. And it's 15 versus 5, again with a 3. So a defended inside punch for Mosley. And it's 24, which is a miss. So far, Mayweather has not gotten out of the gates, but Mosley hasn't done much damage to him yet. So we get 120 into the first. 12 versus 7 and a 4. This is a hit for Mayweather. So he will now go on to the scoring punch side of the board. And he rolls a 59, which is a quick uppercut, 1 point. So he gets his first point of the match. It's a 20 versus a 10, so they're both in control, but Mosley is well ahead as far as the control. He's 10 above his control rating. Mayweather is just at his, so it's a 4. So once again, defended punch. And an 84 is a duck. Okay, 16 versus 5 with a 6. Now there it is. Finally, Mosley gets a 16. Mayweather gets a 5, so he's in control, and he rolls a 6, which now means he's in the scoring punch of the inside. So we're going to look on the left side now. And it's an 83, which is a 1-point hook. So he ahead in this round so far with 2 more rolls to go. Mayweather a 15 versus a 9, so he's in control, but a 1 is a miss, or a defended. If I say miss, I apologize. I say it a lot. And it's a 1-point straight punch. Oops. Just force of habit been given, because Mosley's been the one who's had the defended punch. And a 14 versus a 10, both in control, but Mayweather more. And it's a 2, which is a defended punch. So it's an 81, and it's a duck. So that is going to ring the bell and the round, and it is going to be a 3-point round for Mosley and a 2-point round for Mayweather. So nobody gets any TKO points. We're going to roll the red die for Mayweather to see if he wants to change his stance. He is going to stay in his stance. We're going to roll the points for Mosley. It's a 15. You go over here to this chart, which has even, 1 or 2, 3 or 5. It depends on how many points he won by, and in this case, it's a 1-point win. So 15 in the 1 point is favorite high. So even though Mosley wins the round, it's going to go to Mayweather. 10-9, 10-9, 10-9. No. All right, so let's just... So since we're going to be in the same stances, everything stays the same except for our endurance, which drops. Mayweather's going to drop 2 down to 24, and Mosley's going to drop 3 to a 17. Okay. Round 2. And it is an 18 versus an 11 with a 3. So that is a hit for Mayweather. And it's a 55. That's a 1-point jab. It's a 20 versus a 12 with a 6. That is a hit for Mayweather. Mayweather starting off high. A 16 is a 1-point cross. An 18 versus a 9 with a 6. That's a hit for Mayweather. 3 in a row. And it's an 88, which is a 2-point clean jab. He has scored 4 points right off the bat. And a 15 versus a 12 with a 1 is a defended punch for Mayweather. And a 21, oh, it's a 1-point punch, but then it's countered. So he's going to score 1, and now Mosley is going to throw a scoring punch on his chart, on Mayweather's chart. And it's a 62, which is a jab and a possible cut. 1 point. And we'll roll. Again, we know that Mayweather's cut is very low, or very high, so he rolls a 17 and he will not be cut. So 120 into this round. Mayweather looking good. It scored on every segment so far. But not this one. It is a 17, or it's a 17 for Mosley and a 3 for Mayweather and a 5. So that means it is a defended punch for Mosley. And a 54 is blocked. Okay, a 3 and a 2 means nobody got control. And we will go to our split action chart. Since it's still the same, it's still a normal. So, 31 and a normal is a clinch. Referee separates the fighters. So we roll again, and it's a 17 and a 17 and a 4. So now when you both have control, and you're both even, then it goes to the split action chart. So again, looking at normal, and 32 is clinch again. Are we getting tired already? Come on, guys. Ref is telling them, get off each other. And a 6 and a 5 with a 3, no control. Split again. But this time it's a 73, which is an even exchange, 1 point each. So they'll both get some points. And we go to our final roll of round 2. And it is a 16 versus a 9 with a 3. So it goes to Mosley, but a defended punch again. And it is a 74. Now this is a 1-point punch, but it is countered. So he will get 1 point. And Mayweather now will roll on the scoring punch on the inside. And he rolls a 42 for a 2-point body head combo. So there we go. So this round clearly went to Money Mayweather. Mosley scores 3 points. Mayweather scored 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points. So that is a TKO point charged to Mosley. Now Mosley's TKO rating is a 7, so he's okay for right now. What that hurts at the moment, though, for him is his endurance, because he's going to lose 3 endurance for the round, plus now 1 TKO point. So his endurance drops 4 points down to 13. Money Mayweather will be at 22. So now we are going to roll for Mosley to see if he wants to change his stance out of the inside. He does. No, he doesn't. He stays the same. 12. And we'll roll for... Do we need to roll? Yes, we do, because if it was 6 points difference, we wouldn't have to roll. It would be an automatic 10-9, but this is 3-5. So we will roll for Mayweather we'll roll for the score. I say for Mayweather, but it ends up being high. So once again, it's a 10-9, 10-9, 10-9 round. So hot start for Mayweather. We're going to be in the same positions, on the same modes. So everything stays the same except for the endurance, which I already did. So we can start round 3. Oops. Is a 12 versus an 8 with a 3. So it is a defended for Mosley. And Mosley's 75 is once again the one but countered. So he'll get a point. Mayweather will roll. And it's an 11, which is a 2-point straight punch. So they both score in that first segment. Oops. It's a 16 versus a 2 with a 2, so that is a defended for Mayweather. So Mayweather 46, it is ducked by Mosley, no points. We have a 19 versus a 12 and a 5, so that is a hit for Mayweather. And it's a 21, so it's a 1-point jab. So Mayweather again comes out ahead so far in the early round. It's an 18 versus an 11 with a 2, so it's a defended punch for Mosley. And it's a 73, so just again, he keeps hitting that one, that 72 to 76. It's a 1-point punch for him, but a counter by Mayweather. And Mayweather with a 64 on Mosley's chart here at the inside is going to get a 1-point cross and a cut possibility. So now we're looking at Mosley's cut is a 9, so a little less than Mayweather's, but not really a hard roll here, or I mean not really a easy roll because it's going to be a 1 or 2, and it's an 8, so no cut. I was messing up the first couple of games on that. I did not realize there was a chart right there. And yeah, that's the cut chart. And so that made it so much easier to understand once I saw that. So here we go, 120. Into this round, and it is a 12 versus a 2 with a 6 hit for Mayweather. And Mayweather rolls a 12, which is a 1-point jab. And just like the previous round, he has scored 4 out of the first 5 segments. And 8 versus a 5 is split action. And since we're still in normal, a 25 is the clinch. Just like last round, they started to clinch right in this area. Alright, 2-minute mark. 12 versus a 2 with a 1. Mosley gets the defended punch. And it is a 43, which is a 1-point body head combo. Mosley scores his 3rd point, which he's done in both the first 2 rounds. 9 versus 7 with a 3 is a split action. And a 65 in normal is missed exchange. Both fighters block and miss. So our last roll for round 3 is an 18 against a 2 with a 2. That is a defended punch for Mosley. And it's a 79, so at least he missed that one slash counter, and he's going to get a 1-point hook to end the round. So a very even round for us. And it is 5 points for Mayweather and 4 points for Mosley. So we'll see what the judges say. First we'll roll for Mosley, who has decided to change to an outside. I like that strategy from him because it doesn't use as much endurance on him, where his endurance is very low at the moment. Although it does mean the control number was 10. Now it's going to be a 10 for Mayweather and 11 for Mosley. But he will now only be using 2 endurance in this round. Which right now, the endurance is 20 for Mayweather, 10 for Mosley. Once we get to 0, you start losing things. Like your power will go down, your chin will go down, your will go down, so depending on how far your endurance goes under 0. And the other thing, no, that stays the same. Its defense stays the same. Because if Mayweather changes, then his defense will change. But right now he's still at a 5. So we are set for the 4th round of this match. Oh, wait, no, we're not. I'm sorry, my apologies. We forgot to roll to see what the scores were. So 1 point chart over here, and we will roll. And it is a 5. So it goes to high, low, and even. So Mayweather gets the first judge 10-9. Mosley gets a 9-10 for judge 2. And they're going to be even 10-10 on round 3, or by judge 3. So, okay, now we go. It's a 15 and an 11 with a 1 is for Mosley. So it is a defended punch for Mosley. And it's a 25, so it's a blocked. He tried coming out swinging, and Mayweather blocks it. No points. It's an 18 and a 3 with a 4, so that is a that's a scoring punch for Mayweather. And it is a 64, which is a 1-point lunging hook. It is a 19 for Mayweather, an 8 for Mosley, and a 1, which is a defended punch for Mayweather. And it is an 87, so it's a 1-point grazing jab. Just got enough of them. You see that throw? 17 and 7 with 3, so that is a hit for Mayweather, or a scoring punch, sorry. It's the left. If I say hit, just for future reference, if I say hit, I mean the left side column. If I say miss, I mean the right side column, but it's scoring punch and defended. I apologize, it's just force of habit. And it is a 58, which is a 1-point quick uppercut. So just like the previous rounds, a hot start for Mayweather. A 9 versus a 3, so nobody gets it. It's a split action. Now we're elusive versus outside, which is chess. So instead of looking at the 3rd row, we're now looking at the 2nd row. And it was a 56 which is a juke and move. Juke and move, both fighters jockey for position. Alright, halfway through the fourth round. It is a 20 for Mosley versus a 1 for Mayweather. And a 1, it is a defended punch. And 41 is a 1-point hook. So there we go. Mosley gets his first punch, or his first point of the round. He's not too far down. It's only 3-1 for this round. 15 and a 7 with a 6 is a hit for Mayweather. And a 77 is a 1-point double jab. Mayweather is throwing out all sorts of jabs in this fight. Throwing lots of, he's peppering them. An 8 versus a 4 is a split. So we'll go over here to our chart. 36 is a juke and move. And we go to our last roll of round 4. And it's an 18 versus an 11 for Mosley with a 2, so it's again defended. But it's an 0-2, so that is a 1-point punch. We'll roll to see if there's a cut. It's not. But he gets that 1 point, and that puts a 4-2 on that round. Mayweather gets 4 points. Mosley gets 2. Again, no TKO points. You need 6 points to get a TKO point. We've only had that once so far this game. So we will see if Mosley decides to change it up. He's going to stay in the outside position, which again, I like that at the moment. His endurance is now dropped to 8. Whereas Mayweather is 18. And we'll roll to see what the judges thought. The judges thought in this 2-point round, a 9 is the favorite, which again I predetermined as Mayweather, then low, then high. So it'll be 10-9, 9-10, and 10-9, right? Yes. So now what this means, though, is that if you look at, can I make it? No, it's very small, and I'm depth perception problem here. There we go. When you do these scores, Judge 1 is given all 10s to Mayweather, but Judge 2 is split at the moment. And Judge 3 is also, with the exception of 1 point. So right now, Mosley's behind with 2 judges, and there's a tie for the 3rd judge. He's going to need to get working. Oh, I forgot to write the defended. As we are headed to round 5. And it is a 10 versus a 3. Now remember, that would have been control for Mosley, but because he went to the outside, he lost that little advantage he had from being on the inside, and so he is going to be. He's not going to be in control. He needs an 11. He rolled a 10. So we are going to split chart. And again, we're in chess. So a 30 is a clinch. We're clinching right off the bat. Maybe a little trash talking. Whoa. And we have a 16 versus a 19 with 3. So he's plus 6. He's plus 8. It goes to Mosley. But a 3 is defended. And a 39 is a block. Very low scoring affair so far. But a good even fight. 11 versus a 9 goes to Mosley, but it's defended. And it's a 29, and it's dodged. Mayweather dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge. Alright, a 13 versus a 5 with a 4 is Mayweather gets the scoring punch. And it's a 67, which is a 1-point lunging hook. A 17 versus a 14 with a 2 is a defended punch for Mayweather. Mosley got his hands up. 16 is side slip. So not much going on in this round so far. A lot of dodging. We are now 1 point so far, going into 140 in this round. And it's an 11 versus a 6 for Mayweather, but a 2, so it's defended. And a 35 is a dodge. So we have a 16 and a 1 with a 3, so it's a defended punch for Mosley. But it's an 0-4, which means it's a 1-point combination. So, but we also have to roll on the cut chart, and it is a 1, which means we have a cut. So now we are going to roll on the cut chart, which is right here. And it is a 66, which is a minor cut above the right eye. So we will put a tick on Mayweather's right eye. Little blood showing. And 9 versus a 7 is a split action. And we go to chess, and it's 21, which is a clinch. And both got a 6. Actually, I just rolled 6, 6, and 6. That's not good. God help us. And we roll on the split action chart for 77. And that is a missed exchange. And that will end the very, very very low scoring round here of an even round. So in this case, I'm not sure what the actual rules is. I'm just, what I've done when I do it is I roll for both and see if anybody wants to switch. There might be an actual rule, and I apologize that I don't know it, but yeah, that's just the way I've played it. So, but in the event of a tie, we roll to see if both are changing. Mosley's going to stay, and Mayweather's going to move to the No, he's going to move to the outside as well. So they're both going to run outside now. So we're going to roll a 16. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Mayweather is now a 16 for endurance. Mosley is a 6. And Mayweather, his control is going to now be a 9. Because he's been on the elusive, his control was a little higher. So now we're actually at even 9 and 11. That's what it was supposed to be before. We're going to run outside. But Mayweather's defense is now going to be 4. So remember how we've been saying that Mosley had to roll a 6 on this dice here. He doesn't have, now he can roll a 5 or a 6. So, okay. Well, let me just, before we start round 6, let me just give a quick shout out and remind you guys that we are playing. Let's go. Okay, Legends of Boxing. This is by Stone Mountain Press. It is a fantastic game. I've had it for 2 weeks now. This is actually my 10th fight that I've done. It is a very addicting game. As you can see, it's pretty simple. You know, once you get into it, you learn how to play pretty quickly, and that's the good thing. I love a game with a quick learning curve, and this was a game that, you know, watching Steve Tower play it on his channel, I was able to pick it up. Then, you know, getting to play it, you know, it's been so much fun. So I would definitely check it out. Legends of Boxing from Stone Mountain Press. So here we go with round 6. We have a 13 for Mayweather and a 1 for Mosley with a 1. So that is a defended punch for Mayweather. It's a 37, which is a block. Oh, my apologies. We'll do it now, but I forgot to roll for a score. This is in the even section, and we roll a 13, and it goes for the favorite. So, like I said, we had predetermined that Mayweather was the favorite, as he is the champion. So we give the champion we give him the honors. And 17 versus a 16 with a 3 goes to Mayweather. Excuse me, and it was a hit. So, or a scoring punch. And a 73 is a jab. You know what we have not had, and maybe I'm jinxing us, we have not had anyone attempt a knockdown punch yet. Now I know Mosley is the reason because he's barely been on the left side of the chart, but a 19 versus an 18 with a 6 is a hit for Mayweather. And a 15 is a 1-point jab. A 17 versus a 14 and a 4 is a hit for Mayweather. And a 35 is a 1-point punch with a possible cut. So we roll a 2 or a 1 would have done it. It was a 4. Nice try, but no. A 12 and a 5 with a 3 is a hit for Mayweather. And a 72, here we go. It's a K4, which if a person has a 4 or higher power, they would get a knockdown attempt. The problem is Money Mayweather only has a 2. So he will not get a knockdown. It is a 2-point punch though. And for as low scoring as this fight has been, that is his 5th point of the round. Oh, jeez. 10 versus a 6 with a 2 is a ducked punch. Defended, sorry. Punch for Mayweather. And he rolls a 25, which is blocked, so no points. A 13 versus an 11. Now that's a +2 because he's at 11, and a +2. So it's, even though they're both in control, and even though one has a higher than the other, they are 2 over their control rating. So they are split charting. Now outside versus an outside is chess. So we're still in that middle section. And it's a 20, which is clinch. So it's a 15 versus a 10 with a 6. It is a hit for Mayweather, a scoring punch. And it's a 64, which once again is a 1-point jab with a cut attempt. And he rolls a 12, so no. He's trying. He's like, you made me bleed. I'm trying to make you bleed. And it's a 6 and a 3, so that's a split action. And it's a 65 in chess, which is a juking move. So that ends the round. Our friend Mosley got no points. And Mayweather got 6. So that is another TKO point for Mosley. Now the good thing is he's 6 rounds in. He's only used 2 of his 7 points. So you're all right right now. But again, that's a loss of a endurance point, and he is now down to 3. Mayweather is still at 14, or he dropped 2 to 14. Mosley decides he's going to change it up. I don't know if I agree with this, but he's going to go into the pressure. He is behind, but he's also endurance. His endurance is, low. Pressure allows your control to go down, but you are going to be very tired. So now he is a 11. He's going to go down to a 9 in this round, so they're going to be even at 9. But his defense is now a 1 because it was a 2, and moving into pressure, you lose a point, or you lose a defense. Hold on one second. I have drinks everywhere, so. Okay. Here we go, round 7. 7 versus a 3 with a 2. That is not anything. It's a split chart. A outside versus a pressure is just normal. So we're back over to the right chart. And a 41 is a juking move. 18 versus a 10, but a 1, so it is a defended punch for Mayweather. And it's an 86, which is countered. Missed and countered. So Mosley gets to roll on the scoring punch on Mayweather's outside chart and rolls an 87 for a 1-point hook. A 15 and a 10 versus a 2. Now, just remember what we just said about Mosley going down from a 2 to a 1. This is a Mayweather controlled, and that 2 means that it is a scoring punch. And it's an 0-1, so that is a 2-point punch with a cut possibility. But he rolls a 19, so he misses that cut. A 12 versus a 6 with a 6. So that is a hit for Mosley. A scoring punch. And remember, he's in pressure. It's an 86. That's a 2-point uppercut. I dare say that is the first 2-point punch by Mosley in this fight. Uh, 14 versus a 9 with a 1 is a defended punch from Mosley. And it's a 68, which is a dodge. We have an 18 versus a 13 with a 5. That is a hit for Mosley. And he rolls a 36, which is a 1 point with a cut possibility. Oh. And just to let you guys know, I did not mention it in the previous end of the round, but the reason why I didn't roll for the scoring was that was a 6-point difference, and in a 6-point difference, it is high, no matter what. So Mayweather gotten that one. So we roll for the cut now, and no cut. So 16 versus a 6 with a 4 is a hit for Mayweather. And it's a 90, which, here we go, it's a K2. And he is a 2, so this is a knockdown attempt. So we look at the chin rating of Mosley. The chin rating of Mosley is an 8. So we go to this chart. A 0-1 to 0-6 would knock him down, and there's other points that could happen. And it's a 33, so that is a 3-point punch. And an 18 versus 17. Remember, they're even at 9 for control, so Mosley will get it, but it's a 3, so he will miss or defended. And a 14 is a 1-point punch. So they're both sitting at 5 with one more roll to go in the round, so they could get a TKO point. Our friend Mayweather doesn't have a TKO point yet. 18 versus 15 with a 6. That means Mayweather is going to get the scoring punch. And it is a 1-0, so it's a K10. We know he's a 2, so he's definitely not getting a knockdown attempt, but it is a 2-point punch, and he will end up winning the round 7-5. So we will roll to see what Mosley's going to do. He's going to stay in pressure, but he's going to see some diminished results now because he is in the negative. Anyway, they're still sitting at 12 for endurance. Okay, so now when you get to your when your endurance gets to 0, you go into this fatigue modifier chart, and there's all these levels, and that you get to that level by when you get to the endurance. So he's at -2, so he's past the first level, which is 0. He's not past level 2, which is -5. So he gets everything that is on the first level. So his control is going to go up 1. So I actually had written it already, but no, he's going to move up to a 10 again. So if he went to normal, like if he went to outside, his his control would actually be a 12 now. His defense is going to go down 1, but since his defense is already a 1, he cannot go below that, so he will stay at a 1. The thing is, if he were to go back to the outside, he would not move back up. He would stay at 1. And his power is going to be drained. Now his power was an 8, so his power is going to be a 5. Alright, so we need to roll for our judges because it was only a 2-point difference. And it's a 3, so this is going to benefit Mosley, who's going to go take this round 9-10, 9-10, and then even 10-10. So actually, Judge 2 is still only awarding... Mayweather is still the leader by Judge 2, but only by 1 point. So it's not it's unanimous at the moment, but it could be a split still, unless Mosley can come up with something. Here we are in round 8. 14 versus 6 with a 4 is a hit for Mayweather, and it's a 29. So 1 point straight punch. 18 versus a 3 with a 6 is a hit for Mayweather. And it's a 56, which is a 1 point jab. He's coming out quick. An 8 versus a 2 with a 1 is a split action chart. And we're still in normal. 84 in normal is a 1 point even exchange, so they both get a point. I've just been informed tomorrow there will be heavy rain. Thank you, phone. Okay. 11 versus a 9 with a 3 is a hit for Mayweather. And it's a 55, so it's a 1 point jab. Mayweather scored in the first 4 segments. An 18 versus a 16 and a 1 is a defended punch for Mayweather. And it's a 56, which is a block. Mosley getting those hands up. A 12 and a 12 versus with a 2. Now remember, because of the... it's actually because of the... fatigue, Mosley went back up to a 10, so it goes to Mayweather, but it is a defended 3-9 block. Uh, 6 and 5 is a split action. And a 66 is missed exchange. 2 more rolls in round 8. 5 and a 1 is a split action. And an 83 is a 1 point exchange. My apologies, by the way. I did not... it was funny. I gave Mosley the point on his endurance, but I did not give him a third TKO point. But yeah, so that is, I made up for that now. The reason I thought of that is because Mayweather's at 5 points for the round. He could give him another TKO point here. It is 12 versus 11 with a 4. It is a hit for Mayweather, so he will be giving it to him. And it's a 24, which is a 1 point combination. So it turns out the round ends with a 6-2 in favor of Mayweather. So that is another point. That is his 4th. I'm going to just check 1, 2, 3. Yep, 4. That's his 4th TKO point. He has 7. So right now it's okay still, but the fact that Mayweather has given him 3 TKO points in the last 3 rounds is not boding well. So we are going to, and he's going to now be in level 2 of fatigue. Let's see if he's going to change it up a bit. And he is going to stay in pressure. And because of this, his chin and his will are going to go down 1. So now I'm just going to write in everything. His chin is a 7 now, and so is his will. Okay, so we're going to roll because it was a 4-point round difference, and it's a 12, which goes all to Mayweather. The Judge 3 has given every round to Mayweather with 2 splits. So he still has perfect points as far as that. But here we go into round 9. A 9 versus a 1 is a split. And a 67 in the normal is a missed exchange. Both fighters take a swing and they miss. We have a 10 versus a 3, which is a hit. No, a 10 versus a 3, which is Mosley. A 6, which is a hit. So here's a shot from Mosley. It's a 93. That's a 2-point hook. Again, just his second 2-point hit of the fight going into round 9. An 11 versus a 5 with a 5 is a hit for Mayweather. And it is a 70, which is a K4. Because he's only a 2, though, it's a 2-point punch. Uh, 14 versus an 8 with a 2 is a hit for Mayweather. And a 16 with a 1-point jab. 6 versus a 5 is a split action. And it's a 17, which means it's a foul check on the blue fighter. So Mosley is clean, and it's a 10. He is incidental contact, no foul. We got a 19 versus 16 with a 2, which is a hit for Mayweather. It is a 13, which is a 1-point jab. Uh, 12 versus a 5 with a 4 is a miss for Mosley, or defended. And it's a 38, which is dodged. Uh, 9 versus a 5 is with a... Oh, I'm sorry. It actually is a hit for Mayweather. I forgot he's a 9. And a 91 is a 2-point punch. Well, no, I'm sorry. It's a 2-point knockdown attempt. Because a K2, so he can go for it. Now, remember, he was an 8 chin. He just lost one for being a level 2 fatigue. So it's a 7, which now means a 0-1 to a 1-0 could get a knockdown. And it's a 71, so it is a 2-point punch. That gives him a 6th point, though, for the round. That's another TKO point, 4 rounds in a row. And it's an 18 versus a 10 with a 6, so Mosley's going to get a hit here. And he rolls a 50, which is a K6. Now his power dropped, though, so it will be a 2-point punch. Otherwise, if this was earlier in the fight, he would have gotten a knockdown attempt. But Mayweather gets a 6, Mosley gets a 4. So that is another TKO. That's 5. We are only 2 more TKO points from TKO watch, which there's a bunch of different factors that have to be played. And the good thing for Mosley is that he has not really been hit hard. Like, the only round that was really not even was the 6-0 round in round 6. Everything else has been 1 or 2 points. So there's 3 factors to TKOs. You have to lose the prior round by a certain amount. You have to lose the current. You have to be losing the current round, and you have to use all your TKO points. So right now he's okay. He's close, but he's not in danger yet. Let's just go that way. So we'll check to see what his plans are. He's going to get out of pressure and go to the inside again, where he started. So he lost 5 more. So he's going to go up another control. So his control is now a 12. Because his full control is a 13, but he's still on the inside, so he's now 12. And his power drained 1. Or his power went down 1. Now his... Oh yes, and his defense is still a 1. Remember, we said if he ever went off of pressure, he would not go back up because he has already lost 1 due to fatigue. So he will still be a 1. And we'll put his chin and will. We'll just keep moving his chin and will down on the chart just so I know each time. You know, normally when you're up in the first part of the paper, you don't really have to do power chin because you can just check the card. As soon as it starts to go down, I like to keep it updated. That way. Right, so round 10. It's a 9 versus a 2 with a 1, so that is a defended punch for Mayweather. And it's a 17, which is... Oh, I thought it was... It's a dodge by Mosley. If it was a 16, it would have been a counter. But it was a 17. All right. 9 versus a 3 with a 6, but it's Mosley with the 9, so it is a split action. Outside versus inside is normal, and we have a 37, and 37 is clinch. Now we got one tired guy and one guy getting there. 15 versus a 10. Now 15 is 3 up and 10 is 1 up, so Mosley gets it, but it's a defended punch. And an 89 is a 1-point uppercut to the body. Mosley strikes first in round 10. 6 and 4 is a split action. And an 11 in normal is a foul check on the red fighter. He is clean, but it's going to be a 1-point foul on Floyd Mayweather. Now, right now, that doesn't do anything because he's only got 1, and also you can use that to count for TKO points later. But so far, Mayweather doesn't have a point in this round, so it's not desperate yet. 5 and 4 again split, and an 07 is again a foul check on the red fighter, and again a foul by Mayweather. It's again marginal, but that's 2 foul points. Mayweather cruising right now in this match, does not need to be fouling Mosley, but 10 and 2 with a 6 is a hit for Mayweather, and an 06 is a 1-point hook. Now, if he scores 4 points in this round, he will get a TKO point because he's gotten 2 fouls. Because they still hurt. They still hurt that guy. 16 and a 1 with a 6 for Mosley. That's going to be a hit. And a 76 is a 2-point combination to the body. Next roll is an 18 versus an 18 with a 2. So since even though they're together, because the controls are 9 and 12, Mayweather gets it, and with a 2 it's a hit. And a 41 is a K7 punch, because he's only a 2. It's a 2-point punch. No knockdown attempt. But now that means because of the fouls add on for TKO later on, if he scores one more point in the round, there will be another TKO point, and we know we're only 2 away from TKO watch. 3 versus 6 with a 3 is a split action. And 34 is a clinch. Mosley saying, don't hit me. 17 and 2 with a 6 is a hit for Mosley. And Mosley 85's a 1-point hook. He is winning the round going into the last roll. Could it be? I think the only time he won a round was the first one, and then the judges didn't give it to him. It's a 14 and a 4 with a 6. It's a hit for Mosley. 65 is a 1-point short hook. Mosley wins the round. And because he didn't get the 4 points with his plus his 2 foul points, there was no TKO point for Mosley in this round. 1, 2, 3. So it was a 5-3 round. And so we will roll for the first time since round 1 to see if Mayweather wants to move positions. He's going to go to a 9, and he's going to stay in outside. Oh, actually, no. We rolled for him. We rolled for him on that one, and then we rolled for him on the tie. So that was actually the third time we've rolled for him. Mosley rolls to see what the chart says. It's a 7, which means it's going to be even, low, high. So even, low, and high. Oh, I did that wrong. Force of habit. Low and high. So there we go. The first time this round, or this fight, that Judge 3 has awarded a round against Mayweather. He has given him a 10 in every round except for this now round. Okay. So we're going into 11. He is going to be a negative 15. So he's going to lose some more. He's now a negative. So he'll lose more chin and will. Mayweather still got 6 endurance, so he is still with it. Still fine, nothing diminished. And we go to round 11. 12 versus a 9 with a 5 is a hit for Mayweather. 61 is a K5, which is too high. So it's a 2-point punch for Mayweather. So what Mayweather needs right now is a bunch of these 2-point punches to finish the deal here. 9 and a 3 with a 1 is a defended punch for Mayweather. And it's a 58, which is a duck. 17 versus 16 with a 4 is a hit for Mayweather. And it's a 46, which is a 1-point straight punch. Uh, 18 versus a 12 with a 1 for Mayweather is a defended punch. And a 19 is a dodge. 8 versus a 5 is a split. And outside versus inside is normal. 33 is a clinch. A 7 and a 10 is split action as nobody's in control. And a 42 is a juke and move. Nobody does anything. A 20 versus 16. Now that is a +8 versus a +7. So Mosley gets it, but a 4 is defended. And an 83 is ducked. So not a lot of scoring in this round. 2 more chances. 17 versus a 4 with a 6. That's a hit for Mayweather. And a 99 is a 2-point hook. Now he needs 1 more point in this round for a TKO point. And it's a 14 versus a 15 with a 4. That is a hit for Mayweather. +5 versus +3. So Mayweather will get a TKO point for Mosley. And an 86 is a 1-point hook. So for the second time this round, or this fight, it is a 6-0, which is a 10-9, 10-9, 10-9. Another TKO point. So now if he gets a TKO point, he's sort of in TKO watch. Hold on. I almost knocked something down off my tent. I put my foot up and almost knocked something down. Live TV, people. Live TV. Even though this is not live because I am doing it Friday night and I'm taping or putting it out Saturday afternoon. So now he's 1 point off of TKO watch. He's also lost this round by more than 4 points. So say he went 6-0 and the start of the next round, it could actually be a TKO right off the bat. But we'll see. I don't see it happening just for the simple fact that it has been a very low scoring affair. So let's roll to see if he's going to change him up. He is going to change it up. He's going to go to elusive. This is what he needs actually. Even though he needs to knock him down and go into like pressure. Right now, Mayweather's been the man on the mission here. So unfortunately, though, his control, he's not going to be on offense a lot in this next round. And he lost. He didn't lose anything. He stayed in level 4. My mechanical pencil is being a jerk. Okay, and let me just put the other stats in. Alright, so here we go. So So if Mayweather decides to go on the offensive here, this could be almost over. But we still got 4 more rounds. 16 versus 11. It's an even. So we're going to split action and see what outside versus elusive is. Chess. And 73 in chess is missed exchange. A 14 versus an 8 with a 1 is a defended punch by Mayweather. And a 16 is a counter. So Mosley gets the first shot. It's a 34, which is a 1-point punch with a cut possibility. But it's no cut. Next roll is a 14 versus 11, but it is +2 versus 0. So it's a Mayweather hit. And an 82 is a K3, so it's a 2-point punch for Mayweather. 14 versus a 3 with a 6 is a hit for Mosley. And a 66 is a 1-point lunging hook. So he's doing what he has to do at this moment, and that's staying even with Mayweather. Because Mayweather can't put him in, he can put him in TKO watch, but can't put him with a TKO if he stays close to him. 20 versus an 8 with a 2 is a defended punch by Mosley. Mosley 27 is a miss. 18 versus 10 is 4 plus 4 plus 1. Okay, so it's a miss or defended by Mosley. 63 is a dodge. Uh, 20 versus 20 with a 6. What a roll, but that goes to Mayweather. And a 64 is a 1-point jab with a cut possibility. And it's a 14 note. Uh, 15 versus a 5 is a hit for Mosley. And it's an 0-1, so it is a 2-point punch for Mosley with a cut possibility. And it is not good enough. It came close though, very close. And our last roll for round 12, 14 versus 6 with a 1. It's a defended punch for Mosley. And 16 is a side slip. But Mosley wins the round. At least by points. We don't know what the judges are going to say because it's very close. We'll see. Mayweather, do you want to switch? He says, I'm going to go back into elusive. Because he's like, you know what, man? Let him hit me. I'm way ahead. Now, he is going to, Mosley's going to lose some more things. He's going to go another control. Mosley's getting really high up there as far as control. And he's going to lose another power. So now he can't knock. He's going to struggle to knock Mayweather down. And Mosley will roll. You can roll with whatever, but I let the winner roll for the scoring chart. And it's a 18 on a 1. That is low, high, high. So Mayweather gets the judge 1. The judge 2 and 3 go for Mosley. So here we go. Back at it. Round 13. And it is a 16-8-6. That is a hit for Mayweather. And an 0-8 is a 1-point hook. Eight and 3 is a split, and elusive versus elusive is chess. 27 on chess is a clinch. Uh, 11 versus 5 with a 2 is a hit for Mayweather. And a 10 is a 1-point jab. That was a weird throw, but we'll take it. It was a 12 versus a 6 with a 3 hit for Mayweather. And he goes 65, which is a 1-point lunging hook. He's got 3. $19 versus 14. That's a good question. The 14 is actually better because of how high Mosley's control is right now. So it's a hit for Mayweather. And it's a 49, which is a 1-point hook. Now he doesn't have to worry about getting a TKO right now, but if Mayweather gets 2 points, we could be talking about it next round. 13 versus 12 with a 4 is a hit for Mayweather. And a 26 is a 1-point long straight punch. Mosley needs something right now. It's a 3-3-3. Triple threes. Split action. And a 0-0. That's a 2-point flurry for both fighters. Now that does put Shane Mosley in TKO watch. The good thing is, since he won the last round, he is not going to be TKO'd in this round. But it will cause us to keep watch during the next round. Right now, as of right now, we'll see what these last 2 rolls in this round mean. 3 versus 1 is a split. And an 83 is a missed exchange. Let me just pop this up so I can give you guys the exact definition of TKO because we're going to be talking about it next round. And an 18 versus 2 with a 2. It's a defended punch for Mosley. It's an 18. That is a slide slip, so he gets no points for that. So he only got 2 for that round. Mayweather got 7. That is TKO point number 7, so he is in TKO watch. So now, here's the situation. When you're in TKO watch, let me get down here. Now there are 3 ways to achieve victory by TKO. One was the single round TKO. That was if you could get half of the TKO points. So if, say for Mosley, if Mayweather had scored 17 points a round, he would have done it then. There is TKO by cuts. Which we only have 1 cut so far in this whole fight, so not worried about that. And then there's normal TKO. And this is how that happens. There's 3 factors and you have to have all 3. The fighter has accrued TKO points equaling or exceeding his TKO rating. That has happened. The fighter lost the previous round by 4 or more punch points. That has happened. And now the fighter trails the current round by 6 points or more. So if Mayweather can get a 6-point lead in the next round, he will win the fight by TKO stoppage. So we are going to now check what's this. He's going to be that. And he's officially... Now the good thing for... the good thing for Mosley is finally Mayweather has become fatigued. Although it doesn't do a heck of a lot to him. Because, I mean, his power was already so low. Now nothing changed for Mosley in this one. Let's see what his 15 is going to go. He's going to go to pressure, which is actually, I kind of agree. Because at this point, all you can do is swing for the fences. So excuse me. Going back to a 1. That's a scary thought, though. He's going back to a 1. He will have a better chance for a hit, though. We'll see. Good luck. We are in the second to last round. If you have gotten to this point, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have had a good time. And thank you again to Stone Mountain Press for Legends of Boxing. I'm having a blast, and let's keep it going. So a 10 versus a 5 with a 6 is a hit for Mayweather. And it's a 24 with a 1-point jab. He's 5 points from a stoppage. A 14 versus a 15 with a 5 is a hit for Mayweather. And a 16 is a 1-point cross. So if Mosley doesn't get a point here, he is 4 points from a stoppage. Oh, but 17 versus a 3 with a 5 is a hit for Mosley. And a 53 is a K6 now. Unfortunately, his power is too drained at that point to be a K6, but it's a 2-point punch, and that keeps Mayweather even. So it's again moved back up to 6 points. So that's what he needs to do. He needs to knock him the heck out, but 11 versus 2 is a split, and pressure versus elusive is normal. 82 in a normal is a 1-point punch. So, yep, keep it even. Mosley, 12 to 5 is a split. Nobody had control on that one. And a 39 is a clinch. 18 versus 13 with a 5 is a hit for Mosley. And it's a 97. It's a 2-point combo. Uh, 14 versus a 6 is a hit. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's a defended shot from Mosley. And 74 is, oh no, it's a 1-point, but it's a counter, which means Mayweather gets a shot on Mosley's pressure board. And it's a 93 which is a 2-point hook. So there will be no TKO, and he's actually going to make it to the finish because this round he's not going to lose by 4. 18 versus a 15. 18 versus a 15. 5 and 5 is a split. Wow. And a 70 is a 1-point punch. So, one last roll in this 14th round. $15 versus an 8 with a 5 is a hit for Mayweather. And it's a 77, which is a 1-point double jab. So, Mosley scores 7, which is the first time he scored more than 6 points, which gives Floyd Mayweather his first TKO point of the game. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And Mayweather throws 7, so it's an even round. We'll rotate, or we'll just check. It's a 17, red, even, and red. So Mayweather gets 10-9, 10-10, 10-9. Okay, so we are going to, since it was an even, we'll roll on both of them. And they both rolled a 14. Funny. So Mayweather's going to go to outside, and Mosley's going to go to inside. Okay. So I just did a roll to, I guess I messed up a little, but here we go. I missed a roll last round, so I just rolled it. It was for score, not for a fight. So, okay, so let's do the he was -2. Oh no, -3 because he lost a TKO point. So -3. He doesn't lose anything. Our friend Mosley did lose some more chin and will points though. All right, so we are set to. Wait, no, we're not. Hold on. Let me see. Okay, so he's 14. He is going back to a 9. No, he's going back to 10. He was a 9. He lost 1 point. Okay. So 10 and 14. Outside, inside. Sorry about that weird roll at the end. Yeah. I don't know why, but I missed the roll on the 13th round. But I just did it. Here we go. So no TKOs unless it's a single round TKO because of the even round. So 18 versus 11 with a 6 is a hit for Mayweather. 1-5 is a jab. Uh, 9 versus a 3 with a 4 is a split. Outside versus inside is normal. 41 on a normal is a juke and move. 6 versus 3 is a split action normal. 12 is a foul. A check on the blue fighter. And 11 is a marginal foul. Mosley getting a cheap shot in before the... Oh, he's behind. 10 and 3 is a split. And a 71 is a 1 point even flurry. 12 versus 18 is a hit for Mosley. And he goes 50, which is a K7. He's nowhere near that anymore, so he's a 2. 2 versus a 1 is a split. 41 is a clinch. No, I'm sorry, it's a juke and move. Whoa, 17 versus a 17 goes to Mayweather, but it is a defended punch, and an 88 is a 1 point check. 16 versus a 5 with a 5 is a hit for Mayweather. And a 34 is a 1 point jab with a cut possibility. And it is a cut. Okay. We did 2 interesting rolls, and I rolled the same roll once I got to the cut. It is a minor cut above the right eye. I rolled a 66 both times. And so we go to our last roll. And it is a 18 versus 13 with a 1, so it's countered. Oh, I mean, not countered. Defended. An 87 is a counter. So Mosley gets to throw the last punch. And it's a 36, which is a 1 point cross. So ding, ding, ding. That is it. That round was 4 points for Mayweather and 4 points for Mosley. So even rounds at the end, the last 2 rounds. So we'll roll. We pretty much know who won the fight, but we will roll to get our final. It is a red, even red. So 10-9, 10, 10, 10, 9, 10. I will say, though, that judge number 2 does seem to like Mosley, but 1, 2. When you've lost only 2 points in the 15 rounds, you know you're pretty hurting. Judge 1 rules it a 148-138. Judge 2, 146-143. And Judge 3, 147-140 to your winner, and still welterweight champion of the world, Floyd Money Mayweather Jr. He moves on, continues to go. Sugar Shane, we'll see you again soon. But thank you guys. Thank you everyone for watching. Again, thank you to Stone Mountain Press for the game Legends of Boxing. Glad I purchased it. Having a lot of fun. So we'll see you guys next week, where I've already told you we're going to have a lightweight championship match, a rematch from my untelevised match this week with Hector Macho Camacho against Old Bones Joe Brown, which was just a 1 point. It was a split decision with a 1 point separating. It could have been a draw. So that is it. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great weekend. We'll see you again soon. Don't forget, this week will be the debut of my Face to the Mat game as well. So hope everybody keeps watching. Leave comments, like, subscribe, and we'll see you soon. Take care now. Bye, guys.